I hope everyone is having a beautiful and blessed Sunday today. Don't forget to refresh yourself, prepare yourself to go into your new week. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So I have some downloads. We're not going to pull any cards. This is a blackout message. Y'all know how these go. We are going to have a little conversation. I'm about to let y'all all up in my business per my spirit guides. Excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and give our shade. We're going to give our shade to the divine infinite all. We want to give our shade to all of our Oris that are in the upright. We'd like to give our shade to our most beautiful and precious La Nina Blanca. It is actually her day today. And we would like to give our shade to all of our ancestors, angels, and guides, ascended masters, elder spirits, known and unknown that mean us well. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, so with that out the way, I'm going to use my personal experiences kind of like as a teaching moment. I do see 111 on the clock. All right, so the downloads that I have, excuse me, because I ain't pulling no cards, I will be hitting my jeter, sitting back. We relax and we having a little powwow, okay? I'm not being professional right now or anything like that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, hey, hey. Hashtag loyalty, hashtag head wraps on, hashtag flourish, hashtag truth gang, hashtag high vibrations. I like to see it. I like to see it. Thank you so much for joining me. 141 on the clock is what I just seen. So we will get into the reading that is the abusive mother that gave permission for other people in your life to come along and abuse you as well, but that won't be this session. I did have the download about resurrecting dead situations, and then also you can go any way you want to, but backwards, and then being indecisive, okay? So we're going to talk about those things because the Spirit explained to me that those three things, right, they all go together. Okay, they all go together. So that is why we're going to talk about them right now. And they want me to use my personal experiences as teaching moments for you guys as well, and how you guys will be able to pay attention to the signs and what I realize as I reflect over my life. They do want you all also to take a moment to reflect over the past mistakes that you have made and go back and look at that shit and see where you fucked up at. You know, accountability. See where you fucked up at so that you will be able to learn from these situations and grow and continue to pass the tests that are placed in front of you, okay? So, I did want to say something about that rabbit hole card that kept coming out the last couple of days. And the reason why I wanted to say something about that, because I really wasn't understanding that, like maybe somebody was trying to go down the rabbit hole and they couldn't, and they was jealous of somebody because they did go down the rabbit hole. The spirits were saying no. The energies were like what they were yesterday, which is why I did not go back live yesterday. The energies were what they were yesterday because we were going down the rabbit hole. We were in that energy. That's why it was that, and that's why that card kept coming out, okay? Hey, 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 thanks for joining. Okay, so we're going to talk about resurrecting dead situations, and we're going to talk about going any way you want to go but backwards, and I'm going to show some of the mistakes that I made along my journey, like I said, and hopefully you guys will be able to learn from my mistakes. Okay, so resurrecting dead situations, when you are going out of a situation or you break up with somebody or whatever, your family casts you out or whatever happens in your particular situation. Once that happens, to where you're no longer dealing with a situation or a person, you're to never go back. You're to never go back to that situation. Now, somebody is trying to resurrect a dead situation, and that's that narcissistic empath energy or whatever, that they don't want to let you go and all that other shit. But it's important for you not to allow the resurrections of the situations, even if it was a breakup. You broke up with somebody, going back to your ex and all this other shit. No, you can't do that. Okay. It's a reason why that situation was deaded, why it was casketed in the first place, okay? So let me give just a few of my life examples, okay? So, like, when I was in Omaha, that's when I made the Papa Legba video and all of that other stuff, right? And Spirit had completely set me up. I actually need to go back more, but I'm going to start right there. Spirit had completely set me up to where I would be stable. I would have housing. I would have everything that I needed, right? After my marriage to the preacher, every single time that I would get something going in my life or get something started in my life to where I was stable and I was comfortable, right? That's when he would come back in and he would lure me in with not romantic situations at all, but I want to help you with the kids. I miss my sons and all of this other shit, right? And every time he would do that, it would be in a position in which I was stable. When I left Omaha, right? I was planning to move forward. I was planning to go to Louisiana, you know? And he called and he said, "Oh, I want to be a dad. I want you to come down here so I can be closer to my kids. I can help you out." Woo, 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm stable, and I completely moved my entire family in Atlanta to Atlanta, right? And when I moved my entire family to Atlanta, we were in a hotel. And now y'all can go back and y'all can watch my videos. All this shit is on this YouTube channel, okay? We were in a hotel. Now I had to realize what I had given up. Well, the first time he lured me to Atlanta again, we were living in St. Louis, which was the first time I left, okay? And at that point, I had a boyfriend. I had, and me and him were working together. We were doing music. I had a boyfriend. I had a house. I had a car. Everything of my own, right? And that was the very first time when I first left St. Louis, right? And he had already moved on. He cheated on me. He got him a new woman, all that other shit. And then when I got a boyfriend, he comes over and he's like, "Well, I want you to move down to Atlanta." Boop, 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 boop. And I said, "Okay." When me and that particular guy moved to Atlanta, we had given up again my house, my car, my kids had their own room, our stability to move down there and go and allow him to be a father to his children. And when we got down there, just when we got down there, it's like we ended up living in a house with him, my ex-husband, and his new wife. And unbeknownst to me, he was telling people behind my back that we were homeless and needy. Like his wife would mistreat me and my kids because she felt like we were homeless and needy, but that was never the case. Like we left our home and our stability because he promised that he was going to create a family environment for us as a whole. You get what I'm saying? So that was one situation, right? And then the next situation after we already broke up, by the time I left Atlanta the first time, and this is me going backwards, okay? By the time I left Atlanta the first time, me and the guy had broken up. I had lost my car. The house was gone. And then we were in a hotel, right? We were in a hotel. So then we get to Omaha. We get out of Atlanta. We get to Omaha. I done lost everything again. I get stable. And then that's when he calls again and says, I want to be a family. I want to be a part of the kid's life. I want you to come down here and we'll work something out where you and the new wife or whatever, beware of people trying to make, you friends with their exes and shit. Everything that pretty much comes up in these readings, I've already lived. I've already been through. You know what I'm saying? So basically he was like, "I want you to come down here again. I got this wife and you guys are going to work this out and we're going to be like one big happy family, you and your guy, boop, boop, boop." So we go down to Atlanta from Omaha. And when I went down to Atlanta from Omaha, my first mind was, we're moving to Louisiana. I did eventually get to Louisiana, but I'll get to that part later. I'm like, we're moving to Louisiana. And then as soon as I made up my mind to go to Louisiana, he calls and he says, I want to try this again. Nothing romantic. Okay. I want to try this again. Let's just try to, be around for my sons. I want you to move down here again. And when we moved down there again, we ended up, like I said, moving in with him. And no, we went to a hotel from Omaha. Okay. So we ended up going to a hotel. We were in this hotel for like a month and it's costing me money to live in this hotel. We were in the hotel damn near a little bit over a month. You know what I'm saying? And, we left the Mason school apartments that we lived in, right? We lived in these apartments and they were really nice. And that's where I made the Papa Legba video at, right? And we moved there so that he can be a father, so to speak. And ended up in a hotel, cost me a lot of money. And then when we got down there, he calls and he says, I'm going to be, I'm sorry, y'all. I have to relive my memories. Y'all know when I do these blackouts, I'm like going through my memories and this shit is kind of hard for me to do. But just bear with me, okay? So when we get down there or whatever and we get into the hotel, he says that he's going to help us get a house. He does actually help us get a house, right? That's the only thing he's ever done, okay? He does actually help us to get into a house. When we get into the house, he knows I'm trying to start, at that point in time, the business name was Aura's Epiphany, okay? So he knows I'm trying to get into the house, trying to start the business. So he tells me, I'm going to pay the bills. I'm going to help you out until you get your business off the ground. Everything is going to be all right, right? So when we get into the house, everything's good. And then all of a sudden, the water gets cut off. The electricity gets cut off. Everything gets cut off. It's like happening in 1 week. So he told me that if I couldn't reach him to call his new girlfriend, not the wife, but the new girlfriend. I called the new girlfriend and I told her, he said he was going to help out with these bills or whatever, but stuff is getting cut off. What's going on? And she tells me, I never knew he said that. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? He said he was going to pay all your bills and that shit until you get your business off the ground. And so we end up calling him on three-way and dude straight lied in front of the kids and everything and said, no, I didn't even tell her to come down here. She came down here because, she want to be with me and boot the boot the boot the boot the boot. Motherfuckers will have you in situations, right? And this is me trying to forgive and give this person the opportunity to be in his child's life, right? And the reason why these things were happening to me is because I was indecisive. All right. My decision of to move forward was not solidified. Not that I loved him, because I didn't have any romantic feelings for him at that time, because, you know, he cheated on me. He had all these different bitches and shit like that. It's just that he was playing off of the fact that I did not want to be a single mother. If y'all get me, you get what I'm saying? So that's another reason why Spirit was like, you cannot go backwards, right? There was that situation there. When we got down there, he made it seem like, you know, we were again homeless or needy or something like that, never telling this girl that we already had everything that we needed before we came down there. We had a house, we had a car, we had everything that we needed. But when we went down there, I started to lose things, like I said, and it was because I kept going backwards. And the one thing that stuck out to me is that, you know, Papa Legba, that's when he came to me. He came to me in Omaha, Nebraska, right? So he kept telling me that spirituality was a one-way street, a one-way street, a one-way street. And, you know, he speaks in riddles. Papa Legba speaks in riddles. So I didn't quite get that life was a one-way street as well at that point in time, right? So where I fucked up at both of those times was going back to dead situations and resurrecting those situations, and then allowing, you know, myself to experience karma for not moving forward and not continuing straight along my path. If y'all get what I'm saying, okay? So, I'm telling y'all this stuff because I don't want y'all to make the same mistakes that I made, okay? And even the smallest way, be manipulated or allowed to, you know, be put through unnecessary traumas and unnecessary karmic situations that you do not have to be in, all right? So this last time when he came back again here, back in St. Louis, right? If I would have let him in, I would have went through the same thing again. I would have lost my house, my car, my stability, my business would have went down again every single time that I went backwards in life. Not just spirituality would it be in a one-way street. Every single time that I ever went backwards in life, I suffered tremendously. Okay? So that's why I'm telling you guys this, because I don't want you to make the same, like I said, the same mistakes. Even the second time, right? When I went down to Atlanta, I was pretty solid on me wanting to go to Louisiana first, right? And go down there and see what I can get into in Louisiana, right? I was pretty solid on that, but my kids, because I'm a mother and I want the mothers to listen to me as well, right? My kids was like, Mom, we should do this, we should do this. And I wanted to do like a group thing so where like the whole family is happy. So we're going to all sit down and we're going to do this. Sometimes your kids don't know what the fuck is best for them. Okay. And since that decision, since me allowing my kids to say, yeah, Mama, we should do this. Yeah, Mama, we should give up our house. Yeah, Mama, we should go down there. And Mama, he can help us and he can be a daddy and we can have both of y'all and all this other shit, right? My kids didn't understand that we were going to lose everything. And at that point in time, neither did I. But I also learned from a mistake of allowing my children to decide things for the family, right? Just so they can be happy and they can feel a certain way or whatever. And every parent wants their child to be happy, of course, right? But sometimes, like I said, they don't know the adult consequences that come with that. In this time, it was easier for my children to say, okay, Mom, you're right. Because I had to like break it down for my kids every time that we went back to these certain situations and what we were doing to ourselves. Okay, this message isn't going to be for everybody, but it's going to help somebody. All right. My kids, right? This go round, when their father came back around, I had to break it down to them in a way that was kind of harsh, like, you know what I'm saying? Just so they can understand that this is not, we don't need to keep going back into these situations, okay? I have to use the examples that I know, all right? When you're allowing people back into your life, you need to go back and you need to reflect on the situations that you experienced when they were in your life. Were you happy? Did you go further in life? Did you lose things? What did you gain? Is it really helpful? And then also paying attention to how people treat you. I definitely was under some type of spell work, right? For me to go back into a situation in which the first go round, we ended up homeless. And when I say we, I mean his kids. Like he literally got us down there and mistreated us. And it was like the second time when he called me back from Omaha, it was like the second time that he was like, come down to Atlanta. None of those things were in my mind. None of the things that was very painful and traumatic to me, watching him feed other bitches' kids and not feed his own kids, and sitting there and letting him, he was watching his own kids, his blood kids, go hungry and feed bitches. I didn't think about none of that the second time. And I allowed my children to make a decision for the whole, right? So I didn't, I didn't think about those things. It's hard for me to go through these situations, and it's hard for me to put my business out there, like, you know what I'm saying, and be vulnerable. So if it seems like it's like kind of chopped up and screwed, like what I'm saying here is because, like, I guess when I wasn't on camera and I was thinking about it, it's easier for me to say, you get what I'm saying? Like when I'm sitting down, I'm having the conversations with my kids, but it's a one-way street, y'all. Everything is a one-way street, and the choices that you make, it solidifies. And you need to not be so oblivious or, nonchalant to the situations that people have put you in, okay? And you also have to take accountability for you putting yourself in some situations as well. Because if I would have sat back and I would have thought about the first time that I allowed him back into my life, the second and the third time would have never happened. You get what I'm saying? So with this situation again, which is how I was able to get into the honeycomb hideout, right? Every single time, and this is something else that's also important to me, every single time, right, that the decision came about of me moving forward and me moving backwards, the divine infinite all had already had me set up financially secure, secure with housing, secure with like transportation, secure with my money and everything like that. And the cup that I was taking was causing me to lose everything, every rip, right? Now, when I came to the honeycomb hideout, the reason why I was able to get into the space that I have right now, and I'm telling you, this place is bigger than every fucking place. Y'all ain't seen my house at all since I've moved out of that 100-year-old house. Y'all have not seen my house. I have not put it on camera for a reason because I know people that are watching me, but this is a fucking 3-story house, y'all. I have not told nobody that either, okay? A fucking 3-story house. And if I would have let him in, see the blessing that they had that was in front of me this time, I was able to see. I was able to reflect. I was able to sit back and say, well, if I go this route, I've already tasted that cup. And I know I don't like the taste of fucking homeless shelters and domestic violence. And I heard with my children in the streets and cities and shit like that I don't even know nothing about. You get what I'm saying? And then the cup of the divine was always the better cup. Each and every time that I went backwards, I was already in a comfortable position. Each and every single time. Okay? So I want y'all to just consider that when it comes to allowing these people back into your lives. Consider what you have been through already. Consider the lies that were told on you already that you just, you put to the side and was forgiving and saying, well, I'll forgive you. And you let these people back into your life. Think about every time that you were left out in the cold. Think about how you were the only one that lost. And it seemed like when you were being nice to people and you were putting yourself out there and being vulnerable with people or whatever, think about every motherfucking single time. Okay? That they made you look stupid and out there looking crazy like you have some type of issue or you're needy or you're the person who needs help when you are actually there helping them or pushing them further in their journey. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying all of that to say, know that you know that you know. Because indecisiveness will screw your whole entire fucking life up. That back and forth, the Bible speaks about being lukewarm and how the divine infinite all will spew you out of his mouth. If you are such, you need to either be hot or you need to be cold. And I'm telling you, this is what the Christians are talking about. Know that you know that you know that you know. You have to know that you know that you know that you know. You have to be completely secure in your walk. And each time that you're not secure in your walk, that's when the enemy can come in. That's when Satan can come in and throw you off of your journey. One wrong decision can throw you off of your path and cause major delays in your life. Okay? And I want y'all to understand that shit. And I know that I went through these things because I'm a leader. And I have to let people know. Now, I don't give a fuck if anybody listens because trust me, life will teach you just like it taught me. Life will teach you these things. And I don't give a fuck who it is. If it's your baby mama, if it's your baby daddy, if it's your mother, if it's your father, if it's your sister, if it's your brother. Just because these people hold these titles in your life does not mean that you should be the sacrifice or you should sacrifice your well-being or who you are. You get what I'm saying? I hope this makes sense to somebody out here. Okay. And like I said, I know it could be like a little chopped up or whatever. I have been through a lot. Okay. So it's easier for me to get on here and deliver messages from spirit because I've removed, like, spirit has definitely numbed me in some areas. So I've removed some of my emotions and shit like that from the readings and the messages that I receive or whatever, right? So when I start digging into my life and my experience and shit like that, it kind of be hard, y'all. I be having like flashbacks and shit, like for real, you know what I'm saying? It kind of be hard for me. You know, you said it makes sense. I'm glad somebody understands. Thank you. Okay. Um, it does get hard for me to dig into the vault that is my life and all of these painful experiences. But that's a part of your shadow work. And this is how you learn the lessons. Okay. And that's what I was telling my daughter, because she's like, oh, you're reflecting on everything that you've been through or whatever. And I still think about it. I will go over it, not too much, not over and over and over in my mind, but I'm going back over it to see where the enemy was able to slip in, where I was able to be manipulated, where I was soft at, where I made these certain mistakes at. So when these situations come up again, I'm able to identify and then deny access to my energy. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to go deeper, but you know, I don't want to go too deep or whatever. You guys are going to get it. You guys are going to get all the information, especially about me. If you guys want to get like to know me and get to know the things that I have been through and how I become who I am and in my power. And I ain't saying who I am as in like to humanity, like I'm famous or something like that, but who I am in spirit. Why do these spirits fuck with me the way that they fuck with me? Why do I have the ranks amongst the spirits the way that I do? It's because of the fucking shit that I've been through. I've been tested. I've been tried. Okay, they've tried the spirit by the spirit with me in every facet and every capacity, near-death experiences out the ass, and every single time, right? Every single time that I went backwards, I definitely was up for sacrifice. All right, definitely was in a position in which someone could then come in and try to straight up sacrifice me, like literally. I think I've been damn near almost killed. I want to say a good 20 times throughout my life. And I'm not even 40 years old. I'm sorry, I had to pause there for a second. Like my counseling and my therapy, it happens through the spirits. Okay, it happens through the spirits. And some people are probably like, this bitch probably do need some therapy, but I heal myself. I heal myself by going through, like I said, going back through my experiences and realizing I don't place blame on anyone. Like you see how the story is. Yeah, I told you some things that this person did to me, but I'm really just taking accountability for where I fucked up at when I went backwards. I'm not placing blame on anyone. You know what I'm saying? But I learned from my mistakes, and it was just the main thing at that point in time during my life when I was experiencing my time with Papa Legba. The main thing that he was stressing to me was one-way streets. Like, this is a one-way street. He just never said it like life is a one-way street. All right. And I'm saying it like that. I'm saying it like life is a one-way street. He put it in the form of spirituality or, you know, third eye openings and shit like that. Like it's a one, you can't close the door once it's open. Once you go down this road, you have to walk it out, you know? And it's literally like that. Once you come into the earth realm, you have to walk it out. You have to walk it out. So just be wise in the decisions that you're making. When you make decisions, make firm decisions, be fully solidified in the decisions that you're making. If you are not sure about a situation, the best thing to do is to not make a move until you sit there and you weigh out your pros and your cons of the situation and you're reflecting. I also was, this has nothing to do with my past, but I was also given an opportunity, right? To do some advertising, and these people was offering me some good money, like spiritual, physical contracts. And this is in reality over my YouTube channel, right? I received the email, and they were offering me some good money to do something, right? And before I even decided that I was going to do it, and my kids were even mad at me for turning down this money, I consulted because I didn't know which way to go with that. I'm like, oh, Spirit, is this a real endorsement deal? And they like, yeah, this is a real fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, they're not playing with me. And Spirit's like, no, they're not playing with you. This is a real endorsement deal. And I was excited because I was like, yes, Spirit about to give me some money. I'm about to get an endorsement deal, like off my YouTube, right? And basically, when I did a reading on it and I looked into it a little further, Spirit was like, yeah, it's a real deal, but it's not the best deal for you. It's not what you should take. It's not the road that you should go down. And because I took a moment to go over, traveling down that road with my spirits, I was able to just say, you know what, I'm not even going to accept the money. I ain't even going to reply to the goddamn email. I'm just going to say, you know what, I'm going to go down another road. And my kids was like, why would you do that? We need that money. Why would you pass that up? And it's because whatever road that you don't choose, because it's not best for you, like you went through your, in your mind, your pros and your cons of the situation or whatever spirit is going to offer you is always going to be the better deal. Okay. Whatever offer that's going to push you forward is always going to be the better deal. All right, so I'm not going to keep you long with this video. I do love you guys very, very much. I am available for your readings. I'm actually going to end this reading, and I mean, it's not a reading, end this video, and then we're going to go into the reading here shortly. It's not going to be a blackout at all, but make wise choices, because once the choice is made, it's going to be solidified. And whatever karmic situation that you put yourself in, you're going to have to walk it out. There's not going to be a shortcut. Just like these people are going through karma, there's not going to be any shortcuts to get you out of it. You have to walk it out until the karma is done. Every little bitty decision you make, even to answer the phone or answer the door, creates the reality that you live in. Okay? So I want you guys to Grand Rising. So I want you guys to make wise choices and wise decisions. I'm going to be back probably in about 5 minutes because I just had a kid come. And I will actually get on camera. I just didn't get on camera because my hair, I still got like a little ponytail of it left. Y'all, I know. I told y'all it was going to take me about 4 or 5 days to get through this hair, right? And then when I'm all cute and shit, I'm going to get on camera because my spirits, they keep telling me I need to get on camera. Like, you need to put your face on the camera because people cannot see your facial expressions. They can't see how pretty we made you. But I don't like being on camera, y'all. I don't give a fuck. I really don't like being on camera for some reason, but I'm going to start showing my face more on this channel. I definitely am, because the spirits are saying, do it, do it, do it. I don't even like getting, like, that's another thing. I guess that's another reason why I don't like to get on camera as well, because I'm not really no prissy ass female, man. I feel like I'm beautiful because I'm naturally beautiful or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't no prissy ass female. Like, every day I don't want to get cute. I don't. I want to just walk around this bitch in a belly shirt and some sweatpants with my hair looking crazy. Like, I'm more of that chick. I am, but I don't go outside like that. I go outside looking flat at a motherfucker. But when I'm just around the house and shit like that, I'm not really like all that. I'm probably going to be like a little tomboy around the house and shit. That's just me. Okay? So every day I do like not much to myself. I clean myself every day. I do that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do much to myself, like, you know, put on makeup. I have all of that stuff. I do have all of those things. But I don't put on makeup and get dressed and get cute every single day. And I don't want to feel the pressure of having to, because I have a YouTube channel and I know, you know, YouTubers, they got to be pretty and all this other shit, you know. But yeah, I'm going to start getting on the camera more, y'all. But let me end this so I can see what my baby wanted. They just woke up. I've been starting to let them sleep until the fuck they feel like it, because why not? It's the summer. But I got to get them back on schedule because school will be starting again here soon. We're going to put them back in the homeschool when the regular kids are back in school. So I can be like on their schedule and ain't nobody going to say shit to me because I'm actually doing it the way y'all do it, just not in y'all system, you know? But anyways, I love you guys, and I'll be back probably in like 10 minutes. Let me make sure my kids are straight, make sure they got what they gonna eat for breakfast and all that other good stuff. Gang, gang, gang. I'm at this bitch.